Well, hey guys, we're here in the car today because I absolutely had to give you all the best viewing experience possible to see the glory that is on my bare face right now. Well, not bare, because I have a veil. You will not believe what I'm about to tell you about this amazingness and the budget friendliness of it. I mean, it's so budget friendly that it's going around introducing itself to other budgets. That's how budget friendly it is. I mean, you have a budget over there and a budget over there, and they're a little bit introverted. This budget friendly brings both together, and they're like conversing budgetries, okay? What better place to come and film than the parking lot of the acquisition? And I know what you're thinking, what the heck is she talking about? Hold your popcorn. Don't choke on it, because the Kroger, ladies and gents, the Kroger has delivered. The Kroger has risen to the occasion. The Kroger has risen to the occasion of Inflation Station and said, listen, not only are we going to pump out a sunscreen that is budget friendly, remember what I told you, bringing budgets together, budget friendly, but it's not just going to be some zinky mess. It's not going to be some shiny where you're sitting there looking like a hubcap. I know you guys don't like that. You know me, I like a little shine, but I know people out there are always like, oh, it's too shiny. Look at my face right now. Look me in the eye. What do you think of this on my face? Because that's all I've got is this. Okay, and we're gonna talk ingredients, we're gonna talk price, but importantly, we're gonna talk about what this is stacking itself up against. Kroger didn't just come in with a budget-friendly sunscreen on Inflation Station. Kroger didn't just come out with something that it hopes, and trust me it is aesthetically pleasing. But Kroger came with the confidence to just put Supergoop Dupe basically on the bottle. Supergoop Glowscreen. Now, if you know, you know. This is not the first time Kroger has stepped up to the ring when it comes to the Supergoop Dupe showdown. This is actually their second rodeo. Coming to you from Rodeo Town. It's actually rodeo season as we speak right now. The rodeo of sunscreen is on, and in the ring there's dust flying, people are coughing, somebody lost an eye, because this is the fight of a lifetime right here. And when I say this isn't their first time in the ring, a couple of years ago, circa 2020, they came out with a dupe. Everything's got to be a dupe these days. They came out with a dupe for Supergoop's Unseen sunscreen, which y'all know people love and adore. It's clear, colorless, has a cushiony texture. It's a chemical sunscreen. There's zero cast, has a pore blurring effect. Makeup goes on it beautifully, but it's expensive. Kroger came out with a dupe of that. Looked pretty good. Me personally, I didn't like that Kroger dupe so much because it had citrus oil in it, which I don't think is a good ingredient in sunscreens. Fast forward a year or two later, and Trader Joe's outdid Kroger. But Kroger, got a black eye. Got a black eye in the ring. And I know this is getting a little violent, but stay with me, okay? I know Kroger got a black eye, but Kroger didn't just go crying home to mom. Kroger got back up, spit the blood out of Kroger's mouth, spit the blood all over the floor, mopped it up with his own tears, and came back for a fight. And ladies and gentlemen, get in one of those big belt buckles here, because this Shimmer Sunscreen Hydrating Cream, Supergoop needs to just sit down, okay? Because this is rivaling Supergoop beyond belief. Because if you'll recall, a few years ago, I actually got the Supergoop Glowscreen. Like, I want to say the summer before the pandemonium started, and you know what I'm talking about. I want to say I tried that the summer before, and I kind of had a love-hate relationship, because it was hydrating, I liked it, but the glow was a little bit too much glitterati. Like, remember back in the early 2000s when people were really heavy-handed with, like, bronzer? You know what I'm talking about. That sunscreen was kind of giving me that. So I liked it, but it was just a little bit too glittery. And I don't do the sunless tanner on the rest of my body, the spray tan. If you do, you do. Good for you. Better that than going in the cancer bed. I'm all for that. But I personally don't, and so there's going to be more of a contrast if the sunscreen is glittery. But this, there's not that sparkle, you know. You're not going in there looking like the Tin Man with this. This is hydrating. It's got a dewy finish, but it's not glossy, because I know some of you don't like a gloss. It's not shiny. I mean, look at my face right now. Look me in the eye. $10 for 3 ounces. Glowscreen, sit down. Glowscreen up in here in Sephora, of course, charging what? $38. Oh, for 3 ounces? No. For 1.7 ounces of their Glowscreen. So right there. I mean, are you somebody who likes to pay $38 for 1.7 ounces? Or are you somebody who likes to pay about $10 for 3 ounces? I think we know what kind of person you are. Okay, you watch my videos. I think we know what kind of person you are. All right, we don't just spend money unnecessarily. Focus on this, because you're not going to see a commercial for this. You're not going to see ad after ad after ad. You're not going to see influencers hyping this up. There's not going to be a sponsored content around this Glowscreen, this Glowscreen dupe. There's just not. There's this video, there's you and me talking about it in the car, in the parking lot, in the Kroger, in the Kroge, where it's all going down. You can smell the deep fryer going. You know, it's that time of day when the grocery store fires up the deep fryer. That's where we are. We're here in the trenches of reality, folks. There's just you and me here. Look. I'll put you right here. What other YouTuber goes straight to the nasal ala? Like that's prime pore density right there. You can see for yourself what it looks like. Sorry. Now, I'm going to set you back down in your car seat there. Look at this. Look. It comes out like that. Ignore, it's traffic, okay? We're in H-Town. People honk their horn. I mean, people honk their horn nonstop here. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I think they're sitting at a light and they don't have anything better to do. Hydrating. Do you see how that sunk into my skin? I mean, I have it all over my face right now. Very hydrating. I'm not getting that burny redness that some chemical sunscreens can cause. The tint is not overly orange. I mean, it's basically going on sheer. Okay, so you get a sense of what it looks like. There are no orange hues here. There are no orange hues. You're not coming out of this looking like some kind of pumpkin. All right? This is not pumpkin spice. This is normal skin. Now, what you need to know about this is a chemical sunscreen. So it really goes on sheer. There's no chalkiness to this whatsoever. However, there is some titanium in the formula. So for those of you with the really, really deep skin tone, there is the remote possibility that there's something visible on the skin surface. Now, if you need a refresh of your drink, and I'm not just talking ice, I'm talking the expensive stuff up here. And by that I mean high quality information. If you need a refresh of your drink, tinted sunscreens, the reason you want to go with those is, you know, there's the cosmetic aspect of things. Camouflaging white cast. But this is a chemical sunscreen, so whoop-de-doo, okay? There shouldn't be a white cast. Instead, why we want the iron oxides is they can protect from the visible light wavelengths that come from the sun, okay? They come from the sun. They lead to more early onset and stubborn hyperpigmentation that can be tricky to fade. So if you're somebody who breaks out, the pimple heals with a dark mark, you got to protect from that visible light. So this is nice because the majority of tinted sunscreens on the market, they're going to be tinted mineral sunscreens. Great. No problem there. I love them. Check out Neutrogena Pure Screen I reviewed recently for y'all. I got another one in the pipeline that you're going to be excited to hear about. But sometimes the tinted mineral game, it gets old for people. They're like, I'm tired of, getting the lavender cast. I'm tired of it just not being the universal tint it promises. And we really don't have much on the market as far as good quality tinted chemical sunscreens. With the chemical sunscreen, there shouldn't be any chalkiness or true white cast. Should be completely sheer. But we don't get the iron oxides in the majority of chemical formulas. This is delivering. This is delivering that blue light aspect that it doesn't even boast about that. But yeah, it's got that. Now, when it comes to chemical sunscreens, a lot of people cry tears. The tears of a clown. Comment below on if you know that song and who sings it. If you know the song and you know who sings it, thumbs up this video. So one issue, the tears of a clown, when it comes to chemical sunscreens, are largely an American clown. And by that I mean American chemical sunscreens, they tend to burn around the eyes. And if the formula is not water resistant, which this is not, when you put the sunscreen around the eye, as the day goes on and you sweat and you perspire, it trickles into your eyes, creates this blinding haze. I have not experienced that with this product. Now, over the years, I think I have developed a bit of a resistance, although I'm not impervious to the burny eyes of sunscreen. I definitely have experienced it. I've experienced it recently, so it's still there for me, but I'm tougher than some. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. It didn't burn for me, didn't blind me. I safely drove here with it all around my eyes. Now, it's not water resistant, so this is not going to be what you use when you go out and you swim or you do sport where you're working up a sweat. Okay, you're not going to go for this. You're going to go for a water resistant sunscreen. That's what you want. You want water resistance in that case. But this is moisturizing, it's hydrating, and it's protecting you for daily needs. This is a great everyday sunscreen. When people tell me, oh, I just can't use sunscreen every day, it's too expensive, but they're also asking me in the same breath to recommend all of these different serums. This is what you need to invest in. You don't need to invest in 500 different serums. Sunscreen is going to be your best bet, and this is offering a lot because a lot of the serums that you will go chasing after will have various ingredients, many of which are good, but are also in this. Portahemplo, niacinamide is in this, okay? Niacinamide is good for redness, hyperpigmentation. It has anti-aging benefit. It's good for people who have eczema. It helps with the moisture barrier. It's also good for those of you with acne breakouts. It's, something that really helps people with acne. It's an antioxidant. So you have niacinamide. You also have another antioxidant that honestly, you don't find a lot, but when you do, it's like, oh, dang, they put that in there. And that is ferulic acid. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ferulic acid. That may sound familiar to you if you've dabbled down the vitamin C serum aisles, okay? The vitamin C serums often have ferulic acid in them. It's an antioxidant, no fragrance. There's no fragrance in this. There's no fragrance, which I love. I don't like fragrance in sunscreens, skincare, and that sort of thing. Now, it does have mica, which can give a shimmer. But in contrast to the glow screen, this is not glitterati, okay? This is not glitterati. You don't look like a 70s disco ball with this. I'm not so into shimmery stuff. Fragrance is one I really don't like, but second to that is going to be a lot of glitterati. If I wanted glitterati, I would get makeup. I'd put makeup on my face. Stop with that. Dry skin, because it's hydrating, it's moisturizing. Oily skin, you've got some ingredients in there that can be beneficial for oiliness, namely the niacinamide. It also has panthenol, which is good for the moisture barrier. And isododecane, y'all know I like. It's a silicone, makes this very lightweight, breathable. If you have rosacea prone skin and you've always kind of been timid around chemical sunscreens, because let's be honest, a lot of them do burn and sting, but maybe you can handle some of them. You've tried them out. This is one to give a try-Z because you're going to get a product that is hydrating, moisturizing. It's not heavy. It doesn't make you feel overheated. It's breathable. Sweat's going to evaporate from the skin surface so you don't overheat. But the niacinamide can help calm down and address the needs of the moisture barrier. So I really think for those of you with rosacea, if you want to dip your toes into chemical sunscreens, if you want to break the rule, and by rule I mean it doesn't exist, that if you have rosacea, you must use a mineral sunscreen or else. Yeah, yes, mineral sunscreens can often be somewhat of a better option for people with rosacea because they tend to not burn or sting, but it's not always the case. So this is one to try out. And guess what? If you hate the way it looks on your face, you can at least use it on your body as a moisturizer. And, it's not going to go to waste. And you're not breaking the bank with this. Yeah, you can get it at Kroger. Now, Kroger is what we have here in Texas. But this company of grocery stores goes by different names depending on where you live. There's King Supers. I'm going to blank on all the other regions' names for Kroger, but for me here, Texas, it's the Kroger, the Kroge. Try this out. Not sponsored. Like I said, are you somebody who likes to spend $38 for 1.7 ounces of a deliverable, or are you someone who likes to spend roughly $10 for 3 ounces of a deliverable? And in this case, I think we know who you are. Move over to Trader Joe's with your Supergoop Dupe. Move over Supergoop needs to sit down. Sit down. And applause for Kroger for getting up out of the ring and coming back for another round. And a lot of you guys actually do use Kroger's dupe for the unseen. You love it. And I'm all for that. If you find the sunscreen that you like enough to use and wear consistently and it's affordable, that is a huge and epic win. If you're still navigating the aisles trying to find one, check this one out. I think you might like it. All right, you guys. On the end slate, I'm going to put my recent video reviewing the Neutrogena Pure Screen sunscreen. So check that one out next. It's another goodie. But if you guys like this one, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.